Let me live. Let me live.
Mitch! Oh no, you're invisible! You're invisible! What the fuck? No! Are you kidding me? More you know. Oh shit! Oh, Yoshi, where'd you go?
Wait, it's way too early.
Double sevens! He gets the yes! Hey Wario! You get the yes! We have managed to reach a nice milestone to celebrate for my channel, surpassing not only 2,500 subscribers, but with how fast I passed 2,500, I had to make this actually my 4,000 subscriber special, maybe even 5,000. If you haven't already, please give me a like and subscribe and comment down below which series you liked watching me play. I've streamed well over 140 plus different games, and I've uploaded well over 2,000 YouTube videos. I'll have probably increased the number of games I've played by the time I upload this video. I might have played more new games. For the sake of this video, I'll not add any games I began playing since early August of 2023. This video is split into two halves. This is actually the top 25 best games I have streamed. Link in the description below, I shall put my top 25 worst games I've ever streamed. Fair warning, both my videos are my own personal opinion. Please share why you like or dislike a game that I put on the list. Please check out both lists and celebrate with me the top 25 best games I have streamed. One thing I should actually mention though is I do have 3 honorable mentions. These games are easily some of the best games I've ever streamed. However, they barely made the cut. Please check out the playlist of these games and comment on the games I actually have streamed. Some of these older series I have played are almost blast to even play now. Some of them I still play today. But these 3 games almost made the cut but missed barely. Let's go over these 3 honorable mentions, shall we? Starting off this honorable mention, we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. The only reason why it misses the cut is thanks to one thing: the Elite Four and Champion. Due to how Game Freak gave the Elite Four and Champion competitively designed teams. The endgame section is what kills it for me. Everything else is near perfect for this game. Just that endgame has caused many problems for me. Otherwise, it's a really good game. Next up is Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. From a lack of boss battles and that Yoshi isn't even a playable character, half of the characters are not really as good as they were in the original, added that the level cap was kind of a weirdly bad idea, and it's not as good as the first game. You will see me play it some more as the DLC is finally releasing, so I'll definitely finish the rest of the game. Finally, Luigi's Mansion 3. With some bosses kind of sucking, Skyscraper being not really as fun as Dark Moons, and the inability to refight the same bosses again, as you have to actually replay through the entire game again just to reach your favorite, and it's also kind of why it misses the cut. Also, I should mention that numbers 25 to 19 were games that actually had an A rank on a tier list I had made, while the top 18 games are the ones that actually managed to receive a solid S rank. It was actually very tricky to rank them all though. With all these honorable mentions out of the way, let's begin the top 25 best games I have streamed.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 25, Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI was a game I streamed 2 years ago, and was a different type of game that I had played. An RPG with the ability to set your settings to make the game either easier or harder. I had my settings set in the middle, with some games that led to some really interesting and hilarious moments. The game was a lot of fun to stream and even play, and I managed to beat all 3 final bosses the game had to offer. This game is honestly one of the best Dragon Quest games I have ever played. It is also the only Dragon Quest game that I have played. There honestly is one reason why it is at the bottom of this best list, and that's actually the second final boss of the Taco side quests, Due to the fact that it was an annoying Taco boss rush that was honestly really frustrating for me, and I never liked that classic style, gameplay. I liked the open world, and the Taco part was honestly the part I liked the least. Regardless, this game was a blast to play, and I recommend you play this game. It is also on the 25th, which also means if anything, this is actually the 25th best game I've streamed, and the rest get even better and better.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 24, Super Mario 3D World. Playing Super Mario 3D World 2 years ago, back when co-boosting around with my online friends, led to tons of hilarious moments. I, along with my 3 friends, Lucario, Mel, and Moon Eevee, would play as the 4 main characters, and 100% the entire game. This game actually was a blast to play, and even beat again. Very easily able to break after I dealt with what was pretty much a very stressful game. We'll talk about that game on the negative list. and I got the chance to do Champions Road for the first time. And that level is kind of deserved for being an absolute challenge. It was a monster course for the stage to beat. The reason why it isn't higher is having to do all the missions all over again with Rosalina and having to replay the missions with the characters that had missed the flagpoles at the time. The Rosalina part was fine. Having to play all the other missions with specific characters was tedious. Add that with the times I ended up being mostly the car and I playing, and it led to some levels being replayed more than 2 times. Some of these levels were being fairly annoying to have to replay, and that some people I know were kind of stubborn in switching characters though. At least Super Mario Wonder is going to make things interesting.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 23. Fire Emblem Engage. As of this moment, Fire Emblem Engage is the best Fire Emblem game I have ever streamed on my channels. Story is fairly basic, but after what 3 Houses didn't do what I actually wanted it to do, having a game actually with only one route was a nice breath of fresh air. The gameplay in overworld is far better than 3 Houses. Avatar Lear is better than Avatar Violet. I really enjoyed the concept of the various emblems, and all the maps were a blast to play. Plus, I really like the villains. The 4 Hounds, Vale, and Sombron were massive improvements from the previous game's lack of honestly a solid cast of villains. Even the DLC emblems and even Xenologue had some solid villains. Speaking of the Xenologue, that's the reason why it's not any higher. The Xenologue was kind of poorly designed, and having played on hard mode actually made it extremely unfair for even those who were already playing the hard difficulty. Pretty much hard mode was almost like lunatic, and then Madden was just basically just absolute hell in a sense. So for those actually attempted Maddening on the DLC, well, I salute you. I do actually like the cast of the characters you actually can play and use in Fire Emblem Engage. But it actually was a Xenologue for me that kind of knocked it down from a solid S rank to a really good A rank.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 22, Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars. I am hyped that Super Mario RPG is getting a remade. This game was a game that I honestly got on the Nintendo Wii Virtual Console the second I saw a Let's Play video and I watched a single video on it. As a matter of fact, it was actually none other than Chuck Conroy himself who actually indirectly got me actually to get this game nearly a decade plus ago. This game is actually honestly just a masterpiece on its own, but it does get an A rank in particular. It's a really good one. However, I cannot wait for the remake when it comes out, and this game deserves to have a spot on this list. I never really beat the game as a kid, and only later on when I streamed it, I was able to kind of beat it. I enjoyed this game as much as I did as a kid. Why isn't it higher on this list? There are other games actually I like more. Super Mario RPG is actually a great game. There are just other ones actually I enjoyed actually streaming more. Nostalgia is what I have for this game. This game has a lot of nostalgia for me. But if anything, this game actually when it gets remade, I'll definitely be playing the remake though. I'll definitely be streaming it. So stay tuned next when I stream the remake of Super Mario RPG. Or else I also might get lost in Geno's Forest again.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 21, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers was the best Sonic game I have ever played and streamed. And that isn't saying much since I've only played and streamed a few other Sonic games. But Sonic Frontiers made me enjoy playing a Sonic game. Sonic Frontiers is an open world game that actually succeeds with the open world nature that other open world games that I have played have failed. You can look at the opposite list to see how I feel with other open world games. But I'm waiting to play that game with the DLC added. And maybe an attempt at extreme difficulty. Though there is one reason why I never got an S rank, and that is the Squid. The Squid is one of the various mid-bosses that you battle against Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers has 5 islands in which each island gives you special boss-like enemies that are exclusive to each island. The Squid appears on the first and third island and was a frustrating boss to take on. It became a meme on my Discord server and even on streams. The Squid for me activated multiple times and it got annoying. That doesn't say the rest of the bosses in the game are bad. Besides the second Titan boss, the game was a real blast to play. I enjoyed it all. You might see me playing all the DLC with the game when it releases, basically. Actually, as a matter of fact, since fall DLC is actually fully released now, I'll probably find a time to actually kind of start playing you know, frontiers when I actually have open slot open for my game that I'm playing.
Someone clip this. Someone clip this.
Number 19, 5 Shows at Wario's, the last game that has an A rank on my personal tier list. One of the most hyped fan games for 5 Shows at Wario's fan game. Created by YouTuber www.wario, 5 Shows at Wario's is the last game in a 6-game series that ties together everything that the series brought to it entirely. The game is split into 2 halves, the original version and the director's cut. The game is a massive game. 200% is the full completion of the game, and you have various modes to actually help you enjoy your full experience. You have the theater, the exit, the factory, and even an endgame quest that requires you to have completed and basically beaten all the other previous 5 Final Fantasy Warriors games. The games also have achievements to help you showcase your progress. There are a few reasons why a massive game like this didn't get an S rank. 3 reasons why I got knocked out of an S rank. First reason is cooking with Emma. One of the theater's various challenges was the hardest challenge for me to tackle, and the fact that you had to require to play a specific challenge for a total of 7 times. 2 times for the normal and hard, and 3 times for insanity, achievement included, makes it the most frustrating achievement to tackle. There's also the final show with only 3 lives you start with. This challenge is fairly brutal, but I don't dislike it. Nightmare Day in the exit is very challenging, and you won't succeed on your first attempt. It took me many times actually with this challenge. The level up bars levels up very slowly. You start a new save following 5 Shows at Warriors, you won't have any to worry about any sort of issues. However, if you have 100% Fantasy Warriors save from before the director's cut update, you will be in trouble. There's an easy alternative to grinding XP to get your save up to level 100. Then we have the Corrupted Theater, which was honestly quite a few shows were honestly not as good as the original counterparts. Ironically enough, the one that replaces Cooking with Emma is actually far better than the previous one. Finally, the Coliseum. To 200% 5 Shows at Warriors, you gotta play this mode with all 7 characters. This mode is honestly repetitive, but I can see people enjoying this game. Did I mention there are bosses in this game? You have Demon Wario, who is the boss of the theater, who after a brutal final show gauntlet of dodging projectiles, fights this fairly simple but fun boss fight. It's actually much far with a 3-life challenge run. The Coliseum has a few bosses based on a few of the various characters of the game, and the final boss is a Demon Wario head. There's also an epic final boss battle, one that is used actually in the final in an original way. If I had to actually rate how I liked it in the final, this verse actually be at the top with Narukami 12's verse would be next to it, and GML's remixes would be higher than the original theme. I'm not going to spoil the final boss fight, but I recommend you play all 6 Final Fantasy Warriors games. Or wait till when the deluxe editions fully release in a few years.
Someone clip this. Someone clip this.
Number 20. Mario & Luigi, Bowser Jr.'s Journey. The Bowser Side Story remake for me was such a meta experience. However, the side mode for the game for me is where I found this far more invested in. Bowser Jr. is the leading protagonist of this game, and he honestly made me actually want to help him succeed in his goals. The side mode has Jr. acting like a spoiled brat at first, and you see him push away those willing to help him. Sooner or later, he ends up all alone, and after a sorrowful snack from a burnt drumstick, he goes to find his missing Koopalings and help save Bowser's castle. And there's some fairly memorable battles. Gameplay is the same as Bowser's Minions under the Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga remake, but improved upon. The game is actually difficult, you might ask. Why am I talking about a side game over the main game? The reason for this is because I separated the main game and the side game as separate games. I didn't want to drop or raise the game, and because I felt one way or another, it'd be unfair if I gave one game more credit than the other. Could I do the same thing actually with Fire Emblem Fates and rate them all together? Yeah, I could do that, but honestly, rating all 3 games together would be also unfair, and they're all three separate games in its own right. So I went ahead and actually just separated actually Bowser's Side Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey. And personally, from my opinion, Bowser Jr.'s Journey deserves actually a spot on this list. The final boss music of Bowser Jr.'s Journey is actually better than the main game's boss and final boss themes. Just look at my ranking video that I made for all the boss themes in Mario & Luigi series.
Someone clip this. Someone clip this.
Number 18. Super Mario Maker 2. Super Mario Maker 2 was an awesome game to play, and one that honestly for me was what actually killed the Wii U for me. While everyone else said the Smash Ultimate killed the Wii U, with a lot of memes based around it, This is what actually made the first game outdated. The offer is also what actually the first of the 18 S-rank games on the list and the lowest one. Why is it extremely low? Lack of updates, and honestly the game is kind of boring. Add with some of the frustrating Kaiser-like levels, and playing online led to some unfortunate circumstances. I'm barely an A rank online, and despite being a YouTuber, I wasn't able to actually have the same luck other YouTubers got while playing the game online. People like Rayfire or, you know, Rayfire like Red Falcon, for them, for some reason, they have all the luck in the world and they get like friendly people, while for me, I got a bunch of, you know, a-holes playing against me. Pretty fitting though. I very rarely get some good fun times and some fun casual gameplay, but it was almost always at the same kind of people. However, as soon as Super Mario Maker 3 releases, depending on how far it fares, it will might knock Super Mario Maker 2 out of S rank and take its place. It's like how Mario Maker was knocked down to an A rank due to its superior sequel. This game honestly helps kind of explore my creative, you know, nature flow. I'm not really good at drawing, but when it comes to making Mario Maker levels or even sewing, I'm definitely creative. Just look at my Instagram, so I show you some of my very small plushes that I actually have sewn and made.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 17, Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. The game for Nintendo Wii. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 is a video game based on a TV show that I watched as a kid. I really had fun with the game, and it's very addictive. The game is relatively short, which is honestly the only downside I have with this game. The lack of maps, playable characters, or a second game with this style, and all that stuff knocks it down to very low on this list. I'd like to be able to beat this entire game in one single live stream. The single player campaign is fairly simple, and the multiplayer actually is a lot of fun. The original game had more content with it. But Battle Force 5 went down after the second season, and a movie released in Spanish that was never released in dubbed. The show is pretty good, and the game both on Wii and 3DS is a lot of fun. It's one of those pick up and play once and then forget about it. At least the main theme really slaps. It is really good and catchy.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 16, Five Nights at Wario's 1. The first of the 6 fan games made by YouTuber Wario. And the only reason why it has an S rank is because it was really easy when I played it nearly 3 years ago. Back when the game was only on 3.0 edition, and shows was non-existent. This was nearly the first horror game I ever actually played, and it's fairly easy. The game was never really a challenge, and honestly it was good to begin the Five Nights at Wario's series with an easy game. What drops down is honestly, I liked one other Five Nights at Wario's fan game more than Five Nights at Wario's 1 and shows. And 5.0 honestly changed the game, and the ease of not using the cameras got eliminated. Though the game is still easy, it's one that I'd say would be a great way to begin your Five Nights at Wario's journey. Also at the same time as well, with Deluxe actually releasing, this game is outdated. So when I do play Deluxe Edition, who knows, the game could be replaced. You'll never know. It can only go from there.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 15, Stella Glow. Stella Glow is a JRPG game that is a 3DS exclusive and a game that honestly deserves some more credit. It was sadly one of the last 2 games made by the company Image Boost, who sadly went under. They're also known for the Luminous Arc games on the Nintendo DS and 2 Fate games, Fate Extra and Fate Extra CCC, as well as Yoshi's New Island. As for the game itself, the main focus is to have to use the power of 4 witches of the 4 various elements to save the kingdom from the evil witch of destruction. The story is amazing, and honestly better than any Fire Emblem game has to offer. And I mean that. There are slight ending differences, and each of the various games, characters have actually special endings if you max their bond. Actually, all the other characters' supports are actually really fun, and actually makes episode 1 actually memorable. Let's not forget also, if you beat the game, you also get yourself a New Game Plus. There are also two different main endings. There's a normal ending, and there's also a true ending, and it all depends on directly what you do in your game, in your certain supports. All 4, if not 5 witches all have unique songs, at least 2 unique songs in particular, where whenever they start singing, actually affects the entire field whenever you're playing. From one actually heals their HP, heals their entire party full of HP and SP, to one that actually buffs your power, one that stuns enemies, and even one that even actually stops time for like 3 turns. You have a lot of fun little time with these using the different witches. Bosses are actually fairly challenging, and every single character is actually charming and memorable. This game I highly recommend actually you buy for your 3DS. You can find it, or create a petition for this game to appear on Nintendo Switch as a port. This game is one of my all-time favorites. One reason why it's low on this list is because actually honestly this game may be played twice. You can always look at videos to see all the other endings, and also this series didn't get as many views when I hyped it up. I actually hyped this game to be my 100th game I ever streamed, and it didn't do what I really kind of wish. It's a game I really enjoyed playing. I recommend playing it. At the same time as well, I should also mention as well some people in particular actually kind of flagged my videos, and they're taking away this little bit of money that I'm getting on Stella Glow streams, which really sucks. Those selfish people are not sharing the money. But I would recommend actually watching my Let's Play series of Stella Glow, or actually heck, if you need to, just use Citra and download ROM of it. This game's worth playing.
Someone clip this.
Number 14, Hot Wheels World Race, the video game for Nintendo GameCube. I've honestly found to have some fond memories of this game, and the movie this game is based on. This movie is actually one of my personal favorites of mine, and actually in a list of favorite movies I've ever watched, it would definitely make it on the list. As for the game, it's a racing game, and I love racing games. The game does have a slight skill curve, and you will struggle with it in its gameplay style unless you're good with the racing game style that is different from Mario Kart type games. You can do tricks in the game, and you have to learn what to do actually to win a race. You have 35 vehicles to choose from, and actually all of them are actually from the movie. Though some actually kind of are altered to kind of fit the game, but it is the 35 vehicles because its series is called Highway 35. The gameplay was actually fun to play even after watching the movie, and unlike all the vehicles, it is not easy. Just racing the course alone even with 3 friends on the GameCube version exclusively, it's a game I had fun blast playing. Also, I had some pretty funny moments with some of my older friends, where, as a matter of fact, in one of the stages though, the very first course, he would have such bad luck on, and trust me, it is hilarious, even now, looking back at it. Because he did really well in the practice rounds, he got first place, and then only on this stage in particular, he would get last. That's pretty funny.
Someone clip this.
Number 13, Bakugan Brawlers for Nintendo Wii. The original Bakugan video game, and the best one in general. This game was one that I did a challenge run in. Names both I think I'm doing a supposed Nuzlocke with this game. This game is extremely easy to pick up and play. You can play the game up to 6 times, each time with a different attribute Bakugan. The difficulty is only based on your main attribute, but you're not limited to just that attribute. In my Serpenoid solo run, I was limited to only that specific Bakugan. If you limit yourself to choose only one attribute, various attributes will give you a challenge based on which one you choose. For example, Chaos will make the final boss harder, while Darkness makes it easier. While it's shown only a good number of original Gen 1 Bakugan, you'll have still fun playing it. The real downside is that the game is a bit short, and the roster of playable brawlers is only 18, or 22 if you count the profiles of the 4 brawlers you can actually create. This is actually a very old game, you can't make your brawlers a female one. Now I never play as a female avatar character, but I like to play always to play as a male one. I never see that feel for those one, that sort of thing. Along with how much you could actually have a battle against the big bad of the first Bakugan Battle Brawlers TV show, Halji and Naga. Honestly, a final battle in this special battle arena, exclusive to them, would have been identical to one normal final boss the game has to offer. Another thing to do is actually have the ability to build more teams. You can only build like 2 teams basically, and also there's one solo battle type of thing. It's kind of weird you can't do any more of that, but it would be nice to do so. Also, a harder difficulty. Finally, since Bakugan Battle Brawlers on a console is a very easy game, the game actually is a very easy one, and I kind of like to have a little bit more of a challenge. At least do that sort of thing. But it is still fun to play, and the music still slaps.
Someone clip this.
Number 12, Pokemon Violet. In terms of Switch Pokemon titles, this was the second best one I've ever streamed on this platform. From picking my team to naming it after my friends, to tackling the game in multiplayer with my friends as well, to even actually going around and actually exploring the region, I had fun. The story was very simple. I didn't care for the outfits, and I'm not going to spoil anything major. I will say that the bosses and even catching Pokemon is a lot of fun. I do really wish they made finding shiny Pokemon easier though, and with the DLC releasing, it's interesting to see what they will do. At least they gave me my favorite Pokemon, Staraptor, unlike Sword and Shield. Both times. And with how Scarlet and Violet gives you Miraidon or Koraidon, As your Grindmon, I had a blast. The best way to travel is by Pokebike. I'd recommend getting Scarlet or Violet over Sword and Shield, but there were other games I enjoyed more than this one. I will give this game flack for one big thing though, and that honestly is the releasing Pokemon. It takes a long time just to release multiple Pokemon at once, and it is tedious as hell. Compared to how Sword and Shield and even Legends Arceus allows you to release multiple Pokemon really quickly, and even Splendid Diamond Shine and Pearl the same sort of way, the fact that I actually have to release Pokemon one at a time is definitely annoying.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 11. Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. The first of the Mario & Rabbids crossover games, and personally I prefer this one over the sequel for a few reasons. 1. I can have Yoshi as a playable ally. 2. The game is structured with at least 2 bosses a world. Sparks of Hope had more worlds, but less bosses. Add for the required segments, which is usually just challenges that were also possible in a lot of areas, were a lot of level puzzles and walls. With Kingdom Battle, the mid-bosses and even major area boss were all directly shown, so I forgot that the game didn't have levels, but challenges that were fun and difficult. Sparks of Hope may have improved some aspects of the formula, but Kingdom Battle did everything better. The soundtrack for Kingdom Battle is great. The main boss theme, Rabbid Kong, the Phantom, and even Mega Dragon Bowser, as well as Wario and Waluigi. Even the side game inside extra stream challenges were actually interesting as well. The game deserves more recognition for what it did. I wish you could change your leader, and honestly if Sparks of Hope had allowed me the option to play as Yoshi, I'd have to give the game a higher rating than Kingdom Battle does. It does have given this top 10, but these next 10 games deserve the spots for being such great games.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 10. Paper Mario and the Origami King. The second Paper Mario game I have ever streamed on my channel, and personally it was my favorite. Of the 5 Paper Mario games I have played, this one was the best one. It's just my personal favorite. As soon as I play and beat Color Splash, I'll have my answer. But going back to Origami King, the gameplay is a lot of fun. And even the whole world is amazing. The enemies are fun, and I like the partners we actually end up using. Even the bosses are fun to take down. Legion Stationary is a cool idea of a boss, and even the main antagonist is a great villain. Achievements are a cool idea, I actually had fun 100% the game. I wish the endgame area was not weak. In fact, it's probably the second weakest final area for a Paper Mario game. But the bosses you fight in it make up for it. One thing I do like to be able to do is actually refill the previous bosses again via the VR arena. It is a nice feature and allowed me to actually beat these previous bosses easily after I struggled with them from the first time around. CX Manny, Juno Songs, Miro, as well as an old friend and partner of the channel, Aiden Live Reloaded 2, those 4 people helped make Origami King a great game indirectly. But there were some other games that actually were better than Origami King. Let's check these out.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 9. Mario Party 7. The game where Bowser time occurs every 5 turns. The variety of things that Bowser could do was board dependent and allowed for some unique circumstances that actually would happen. The boards are fun to play on. The whole 8-player game is something that's so unique I wish they actually would return in a future game. Heck, the whole Bowser time gimmick is such a cool idea that I wish it would return. Items that we have in the game, even the character exclusive or board exclusive items, actually make each board unique. The minigames are actually a lot of fun. Things I do wish they did more of, and that's making the special minigames the endless run of it, like some of Bowser and DK's minigames. Can you imagine having to find the Mecha Koopas, or opening the chest in 30 seconds, or doing a multiplayer Bowser minigame, or doing the class Donkey Kong against AIDK, or another player in endless mode? That'd be a lot of fun. But regardless of the lack of that, it's a game that actually stands to create the fun play with friends, or even alongside do the brutal CPU challenge. And if anything, the brutal CPUs in this game do not hold their punches back.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 8. Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. I did a mod that made Partners in Time slightly harder. It wasn't the retravel mod that made the game that was made by the same individual, but an older, harder mode version. Unfortunately, that version is not readily available, as it was the beta version for it. Even then, playing Partners in Time with a slightly harder difficulty was a fun way to replay the second favorite Mario Luigi game of mine. The game was intense, and this game ended up being my second favorite Mario Luigi game. To make the game interesting, I had to be able to choose what level of boost. And I do plan to play a Luigi Travel mod in the near future. The story of Partners in Time is best one in the entire Mario Luigi series. Despite the gameplay being one of the most different in the entire Mario Luigi series game, it also only has 2 American release copies, based on how difficulty some players had with it. And yes, I actually have the harder version of that game, and I have beaten the harder version of part this time. I'd recommend trying out Retravel if you decide you want to play the harder version first time. And when I mean a harder version, I mean really hard. Be a fun time for you.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 7. Five Nights at Wario's 3. Five Nights at Wario's 3 is the best Five Nights at Wario's fan game made by YouTuber Wario, and the best version of Five Nights at Wario's 3. It is one version of Five Nights at Wario's fan games that I like seeing made. But what makes this Five Nights at Wario's fan game so unique and amazing? Every single room has a different gimmick and different sets of foes to take on. For example, in bedroom, you tackle against Waluigi and Luigi, and the camera's flipped upside down. Or in laundry, where you face off against Mario, Luigi, and Waluigi, and must use the machine to keep them away. Or the kitchen, where you're in total darkness and you must stop Wario and Luigi from reaching you by using the furnace. Or even living room 3, where Yoshi and Waluigi attack you and you can slow them down by turning the camera off, which blocks them completely, or rely on a clock time to steer them away. There's even an infamous playroom. It's be a copyright strike due to illegal in-game music by some random person that I lost nearly an hour and a half of my own voice. Besides that, and the simple fact that this game gave me the second most number of jump scares in my jump scare montage, that is actually one of the most popular videos on my YouTube channel right now. It's the one Five Nights at Wario's fan game that I'm hyped to see a deluxe release of in Five Nights at Wario's Deluxe Collection. I'll have to wait a few years for it. From the varying rooms with unique gameplay gimmicks, there's a reason why many Five Nights at Wario's fan games seem to follow this gimmick. This is the best version of this unique gimmick. That doesn't mean others actually are bad. You just can't really top the original sometimes.
Fuck! What? Oh crap!
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 6. Mario Party 6. The first game I've ever streamed on this YouTube channel was Mario Party 6. I began with challenging the brutal CPUs, and with only a simple Logitech headset, I played through all 6 boards, going against the brutal CPUs on their hardest difficulty. This was a very successful series. I would then play the game on and off until my channel's 5-year anniversary, where I did the entire brutal Mario Party series a second time. This is also one of the games I have used parsecs with, and I played with the custom textures with my friends. This game has also been one of the games that deserves recognition from where I began. The minigames are some of the best in the entire series, and just like with Mario Party 7, some of these minigames I really wish they had an endless mode. The game even has a very simple solo mode. The cast of available characters is only 11 characters, and it's actually only one of 2 games where the now gone character Koopa Kid doesn't exist anymore. And yes, Mario Party 6 for me is one of the first games I'd ever really played. Top 5 of my personal favorite games I've actually streamed, and admittedly, a lot of these games could have actually gone in any order I chose. Mario Party 6 is a blast to play with friends. Also, it's really fitting that this game actually is number 6 on this list.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 5. Mario Luigi Dream Team. Mario Luigi Dream Team is, in my opinion, where the Mario Luigi series was at its peak in terms of perfection. Perfect soundtrack, bosses are all fun and challenging, the overworld and the dream world is amazing to explore. We go back to the classic Mario Luigi being the only playable characters and improve the 2D sections that Bowser's Inside Story had. Add with the various legendary moves, and even the fact that you have 2 major villains was cool. Bowser is an actual villain, and you see him go from working together with the other major antagonists and Tasma to him becoming the final boss. There's a reason why Dream Team's bosses and final boss names were all in the top third of the Mario Luigi boss rankings list that I made. And what this game is why. It even has a hard mode, and it's actually no joke, pretty hard. Tutorials are easily what makes people hate this game, but ignore the tutorials aside, unless you really are playing the game repeatedly, you'd have the same issues as like other Mario Luigi's games. Pretty much I would say, even actually the fan favorite game Bowser's Inside Story had some tutorials that were pretty annoying. And Tasma is a better villain than Fawful, and even got his own boss theme. Fawful had to wait till a literal remake to get his, and even then, his remake caused Alpha Dream to go out of business. If Alpha Dream were still around, I'd be happy to tell them to play the next Mario Luigi game. Alpha Dream Revival win.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 4. Persona 5 Royal. Show me your true form. Persona 5 Royal is one of the most recent games I have played this year on my YouTube channel, and honestly, it's It's a game I wish I had known about earlier, and I played this game years prior. From the gameplay being simple and addictive to play, story is one of the best games I've ever played for an RPG game, and its difficulty is actually reasonable. There's the infamous Okumura fight, of which I need not repeat what all Persona 5 and Persona 5 World fans think of that fight. Most people all hate that fight. But despite that, every single palace area, from the first one to the last one, and even the real exclusive ones, are a blast to explore. The cast of heroes, villains, even minor side characters are such great characters. Honestly, this is just like what Stella Glow, or even actually a popular anime known as My Hero Academia does. All the characters actually feel like characters, and you don't really have really many boring or bland characters. They all feel like if you were there in the world itself, you actually could actually discuss and actually talk with them and meet them in real time almost. This is a game actually I have to say you have to play twice. Once to experience the full story, and a second time to 100% the game. Just for the simple fact that this game on its own has been my main game I've been streaming for the entire year. The reason why this game has managed to reach on this list is because literally this game in general is just amazing to play. 3 games do beat it though, but damn, if I don't admit right here, this game is one of the greatest games I've ever streamed in 2023. And yes, this game actually could wrap some of the top 10 favorite games of all time. Now that's a great game. What other games can actually beat this amazing game? Let's find out.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 3, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, 3DS. I am hyped as hell for the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remake. This game is the best Luigi's Mansion game in my honest opinion. Compared to the first game and the third game, those games do not compare. Dark Moon has the best story, the best enemy ghost, the best locations, the best poltergeist gameplay gimmick. Soundtrack is amazing, the bosses are fun. I even did a challenge run as well as when I was ranked on the speedrun boards for Dark Moon. I made a plush of the Dark Moon version of King Boo, as well as a few greenies. I want to make the rest of the Dark Moon Ghost collection, but there aren't many guides on those. Going back to the game, the most disliked feature of Dark Moon was the mission structure. The mission structure for me actually made the game even better for me. I'm glad that mission structure was part of Dark Moon. It allowed me to refight bosses or some levels that I really liked. It also allowed me to work out ways to actually beat specific missions in certain ways. On the side mode, the scare hero for Dark Moon is one of the best that the series has to offer. The third game gives us varied missions for each floor, but you can't really beat the simplicity of the 3 missions. Not to mention that the Scarescraper boss ghosts were shared between everyone who was playing. There's also an endless mode. Endless Scarescraper is fun and intense challenge, that my friends and I have only managed to reach at least halfway through the entire tower. Dark Moon for me has so many great memories, and I am super hyped for its re-release on Nintendo Switch.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 2, Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game was by far the best Pokemon game I've ever played, and my favorite Pokemon game at the time was Pokemon Black and White. From the story being one of the best, to the gameplay being top-notch. Not to mention my favorite Pokemon Staraptor was in the base game and available as early as the first location, as well as my favorite legendary Pokemon Giratina was a part of the game. I spent many hours exploring each location, catching and completing the Pokedex. Got to use my favorite starter Oshawott, and this entire region was just amazing to explore. Even the battles were a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the noble Pokemon boss fights. The trainer battles were a lot of fun as well. Strong and agile style move gimmick, it's a fun gimmick that actually led to interesting battles. Even the final boss of Legends Arceus is a boss battle that honestly rivals all Pokemon final boss fights. I'm not going to spoil that fight for you because honestly, you have to play the game to actually kind of experience it firsthand. Before the battle actually against God himself, you do actually fight Arceus once you play the entire Pokédex. And that, in my opinion, is a really good and really challenging fight. These battles are once you play yourself. And once you play the game, go ahead and catch and play your own team. This game is a must play, but it's not going to number 1 on this list because there's one more game that deserves the top spot. This game actually deserves it for personal reasons, but Legends Arceus is an amazing game. A game filled with tons of memories, tons of funny moments, a really easy shiny catch or capabilities, and we can find shinies with relative ease. But yes, I definitely recommend that you play this game. Go ahead and purchase a Switch and buy and play this game.
Someone clip this, someone clip this.
Number 1, Mario Kart Double Dash. The greatest Mario Kart game of all time, and the greatest game I've ever streamed. Gameplay is peak perfection. 20 playable characters, none of which being total waste of space. 21 unique and cool looking carts, 16 amazing tracks. The All Cup Tour is a unique gimmick that is exclusive to this game, but is also exclusive to the special items that each set of Duo has to offer. Mario and Luigi have fireballs, Peach and Daisy have hearts, Yoshi and Bird have Yoshi eggs, Bowser and Bowser Jr. have the Bowser shell, and that's just a few of the very special items this game has to offer. 6 battle stages are fun to race on, as well as 3 amazing game modes to play with 0 issues to offer. What makes this game the greatest game I've ever played stream is what it did for me for a YouTube channel. Before I began on Twitch, or even YouTube, or even Kick, YouTube was my exclusive platform. And one of the biggest goals at the time for me was to beat the All Cup Tour on 150cc. This was not an easy task, especially how many times I got hit by a blue shell. Pretty much. I even created a blue shell montage showing how many times I've been hit by a blue shell, of course. Added with some very hilarious moments done by the glitchy nature of the game, including some hilarious moments on Wario Coliseum, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road, to name a few. And the game actually filled with brim with memories. The most iconic blue shell moment in Bowser's Castle really stands out for me and everyone else who was there. Along with how happy I was actually finally beating the All Cup Tour. I think I actually had tears in my eyes when I finally beat it. Such a massive achievement, and it was such an amazing experience. I've come back to play this game, and ever since I've actually played with so much joy in this game. This is actually the one game I will always return to and bring back on my YouTube channel. This game actually is one of the core pillars that help my channel grow. I'm Golden Star 1, and Mario Kart Double Dash is the greatest video game I've ever streamed. Thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't checked out the other video side of this video, check out my top 25 worst games I've ever streamed. Please like this video, and subscribe for more content, and comment down below which of these games you've liked, or which are dedicated supporter of my channel. Please tell me which game actually you'd like to watch me play. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please check out the playlist of the games I mentioned linked below in the description. Many of these games deserve more recognition for how great they are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys for the next series that I play. Stay golden.